Hi everybody, this is Osprey from MyChartCoach.com, and we're going to take a look at some of the ticker symbols that were in play today. Okay, first up is BONT. Very nice day today, closed up 143%. So congrats to everyone that was trading this today. RSI did close above 70 overbought level. Fasto is at 70, so there's still some more room to 80. If you could see here, it has a history of topping out at 80, so keep that in mind. The bullish crossover here on ADX, so that was a very nice move, but with plus DI crossing minus DI and ADX to the upside, and so this was a big dead cat bounce play that ended up running above major resistance levels. As you can see here, it was bouncing off the bottom. There's a PSAR bull flip down here. The green dots flip below the candles. The move today, we were above EMA's 4, 8, and 13, the middle Bollinger Band, broke above the 50-day simple moving average, which is at 57, and then above the 100-day simple moving average at 71. Okay, it did run all the way up close to $1 and pulled back, so that was the healthy pullback into the close. It closed right above the 100-day simple moving average. It's going to be the key level to hold tomorrow, so bulls want to see it stay above 71. If it breaks below that level, then you could see the candles work back into the Bollinger Bands, and that would be putting the 50-day simple moving average on deck down here at 57. So to the upside, it's going to need to break this 85 resistance zone, we're calling it, from back here in the beginning of May. If it can get above that, then the 200-day simple moving average will be the next target. Notice that is lined up with a resistance level from back here in March. So yeah, really nice move today. If it stalls out at 85 or there's a gap down open, look for support down below. Okay, and notice there was a giant volume spike today, so big volume behind the move, and there were MACD bull crosses on both time frames. Okay, let's take a look at ANY. Nice move today as well. This is post reverse split. So they had the reverse split yesterday, and then today there was the big bounce. Our RSI is at 55, so there's a lot of room to run until the 70 overbought level. Fasto's at 51, so it's just breaking into the 50 to 80 bull zone, and that, Fasto's not overbought until 80, so a lot of room to run there as well. You've got the bullish crossover here on ADX. Notice the green line crossed the red line and the black line to the upside. And this stock was down 10 days in a row, and 9 days in a row, and it came down here and had a bounce yesterday off of low of day. If you look at the lower wick down here, this shows loading off of low of day, and then today there was the big bounce higher. So really nice move. Notice the volume spike, much larger volume than the previous 9 days on the pullback, and notice how it came back all the way close to the level where the first red candle formed. And so that's lining up here with the 100-day simple moving average at 512, and that's going to be the big level to break tomorrow. It needs to get above that level. If it can, then you could see a potential run up here to the sixes. Notice that the upper Bollinger Band's at 604, and you've got this high close here at about 650 or so. Yeah, 640, 650. It needs to get above those levels to make a potential run up to the 200-day simple moving average. First things first, though, it's going to need to break above the 100-day simple moving average and turn it into support. Back in June, it failed to do that. It closed above, pulled back, closed above, pulled back. So the next time that it closes above the 100-day simple moving average and then has a second close above that level, notice each time it closed above, it was below the next day. It should be the close above the 100 and then another day above that. That should be the signal that it's turning into support and it wants to push higher. So yeah, we'll see tomorrow if it can follow through. On a pullback, you want to see the middle Bollinger Band here at 429 hold and the 50-day simple moving average at 409. Those are the two big levels. If it gets back below those levels, then that would signal that a possible previous downtrend is going to continue. Right now, it's trying to reverse that downtrend and potentially get a new uptrend going. Like I said, big volume spike. Notice that MACD is pinched down here, so bulls want to see the MACD line, the black line, cross over the blue line to the upside. Same thing with the MACD 12, 26, and 9. Bulls are looking for a bullish crossover. If you look here on the 15-minute chart, this will show you the bullish move today. This break here. Okay, so the candle started below the middle Bollinger Band. This is the dotted purple line. And so this candle right here at 11 o'clock, that was your signal that the chart was heating up. Notice that the candles held middle Bollinger Band support, and then here at what is this, 11:45, there was a close above the 50 simple moving average, and that was your signal that it was in play and wanted to head higher. Notice that was accompanied with a volume spike. When the 50 held, that was the bull signal. So this was the signal to take a starter. This was the signal to fill the position, and then you've got the run up here. Now you've got the run back up to the 300 simple moving average. That is going to be the key level to hold. It is currently at 429. So on a pullback, that level needs to turn into support. So you know, it made the big move from the 50 all the way up to the 300. Many times that's the climax of the run. So we have to see if that's the case here. You know, there is a upper wick that formed on the last candle of the day, and it was on a big volume spike, so that could have been the profit taking. We will know tomorrow by whether or not the 300-day simple moving average turns into support on the 15-minute chart. If it turns into resistance, that's going to signal downside risk, and you can see it pulling back into these Bollinger Bands and testing these other support levels. It needs to stay above the middle Bollinger Band all the way down here at 338 to remain bullish. It's currently trading above all the moving averages in the 15-minute chart, so you know, it's closed very strong. It's just well above the upper Bollinger Band. If it pulls back, it's got to hold that 300. Okay, let's look at MOSY, closed up 26% today. Nice move. Want to see RSI get above 50. Now you've got Fasto back above 20, so that's a bullish signal. There was a nice crossover here on ADX, plus DI crossing minus DI to the upside. So we had been watching this play for a few days, looking for a break above the 50-day simple moving average, currently at 126. And then today was the nice move above that level. And so notice the close was right below EMA 13. That's this orange line. Needs to break that level tomorrow, and then needs to break the 100-day simple moving average, currently at 163. Those are the two very close resistance levels to break, and then ultimately the big level is this middle Bollinger Band at 177, this dotted purple line. In order to get an uptrend going, it's got to get back above that level. Notice there is a gap between these two candles, so to the upside, you know, you'll always be looking for you know, the potential is to get back up there and fill that gap. If MOSY fails to break resistance here, you know, that could signal continuation of the downtrend. It really needs to stay above this 50-day simple moving average. If it gets back below, I mean, you could see a big pullback. You know, it could drop back below $1. If it can break above the 100-day simple moving average, that's going to be really a really good signal that it wants to head higher. You know, the high close resistance levels up here at about 230. So yeah, we're going to see if this can get going again. There was a bullish volume spike today, so that was good. You know, it looked like there was some loading down here at the bottom. Notice how you've got the long, you notice this candle right here has the long upper wick. You know, that shows when you have an inverted hammer like this down at the bottom, you know, that's signaling people are loading. And so, yeah, so we're going to see if this can follow through and keep heading higher. Look for a bullish crossover down here on the MACD 8, 13, and 5. Okay, let's take a look at CEI. Okay, it's in the bull zone here on RSI. Fasto, you know, is still below 80. Bullish here on ADX. This stock is in a nice uptrend. Okay, so it you know, broke above the middle Bollinger Band, and then it's been able to turn this 50-day simple moving average into support. The middle Bollinger Band's been holding, very strong uptrend. What we're looking for now is a break above this high close here. This is the close on July 10th, and then if it can get above that, it's the 100-day simple moving average at 0.373. That is the huge level. That's going to be the next big level to turn into support, similar to the 50-day simple moving average down here. You know, it might have to work on that a little bit, or you never know. It could break out and get running. We'll have to see. There's really big volume down here at the bottom, you know, so there's a lot of loading down here. So we got to see what happens when it breaks the 100. If you look up here, over here at the moving averages, you'll see that the 200-day simple moving average is at 871. And so there's a lot of upside potential here if it can turn the 100-day simple moving average into support. So yeah, this is a nice steady uptrend. You know, stocks don't go straight up. up. They ebb and flow while they're in a trend. And so this is currently in an uptrend. So yeah, a lot of times you just have to have patience and just don't take your eye off the prize. Stick with the trade. Sell the rips and then reload on the dips, or just keep riding if you're a swing trader if the chart is still bullish. Okay, let's take a look at RTK. This is currently in the 50 to 70 bull zone. There is room to run until the 70 overbought level. Nice move down here on Fasto. So you had the bullish crossover and then back above 20. So the chart's trying to heat back up here. And what we've been looking, and then you've got this cross back over on 80X. So when you have the green line above the black and the red line, that's a signal the bulls are in control. So that's what's happening right now. If you look here, the stock had a big pullback from up here near $3. There's this gap. Okay, this is a big gap right here, big space. The pullback happened all the way down here to the 30 to 40 cent range, and then you had a multi-month sideways channel formed, and then notice that the Bollinger Bands got very tight here, and then there's been a breakout to the upside. This candle here last week hit the 100-day simple moving average, and it broke above. We were looking for a close above that level. That did not happen. It pulled back, and then the share price consolidated. When it came back, we were looking for a bounce off the middle Bollinger Band, currently at 47. That happened, so that was really good. It also bounced off the 50-day simple moving average at 45. So those are the two big levels that held. And then today, it closed back above the 100-day simple moving average at 53. So what we're looking for now is another close above that level. If there's a close above the 100-day simple moving average tomorrow, that's going to be a really bullish signal. We're going to be looking for a break above this white candle here, the closing price. And that could signal a potential breakout higher. Could be testing the 70s and 80s. There was some support back here in between 70 and 80, so that's going to be a key resistance level to get through. If you see here, up here, the 200-day simple moving average is all the way up at 142. So there's a lot of upside potential if it can turn that 100-day simple moving average into support. Okay, yeah, notice that there was the monster volume spike, with the wick that pulled back. But holding support here, and then there's another big volume spike today. Yeah, we'll see here if they were loading for higher levels, or if this is a big dilution spike. So yeah, we'll see if it turns that 100-day simple moving average into support. That will be a clue. Let's look at MNKD. Okay, this closed up 13%. This was heating up midday today. Okay, it had a nice move into the close, and then what we're looking for on the daily chart is a break above 50. We want to see it get back above 50. It's now back above 20. You had the bullish crossover on ADX, so that's all good. It came down here and it hit this 115 support zone, and what we'd been looking for since this candle right here, notice that it closed below this pink line, that's EMA4. That was signaling downside risk, and so we've just been waiting for a break above that level, and that finally happened today. And so there was a close above EMA4, EMA8, and EMA13. So that was a nice move above all three levels. It did close right below the 50-day simple moving average at 135. It was really struggling with that level. It's going to need to break that, and then this middle Bollinger Band at 139 to get back up here and get an uptrend going. The ultimate key level to break is going to be this 100-day simple moving average, now all the way down at 151. If it can get above that, then you could really see a move higher. The 200-day simple moving average is all the way up at 224. So yeah, this is consolidated. It broke down. It's hitting key support from back here in May, and so it really needs to hold this support level. It's got this double bottom thing going on right now between this $1.15 level. If it breaks below here, you could see a big pullback, and so it failing to get back above the middle Bollinger Band and above the 50-day simple moving average would signal continuation of this downtrend. So what we're in the process of, what we're looking for is for a potential bullish change in trend and a possible new uptrend starting. So yeah, MNKD is heating up. It just needs to break resistance. We're going to see now if it can follow through. There was it was the largest volume day since back here in June, but it wasn't like a large volume spike. So keep an eye out for a bullish volume spike to signal a break. What you want to see if you're a bull, you want to see a volume spike similar to back here, and then and a break above resistance, like this candle right here. And so we're looking for something like that. So this is like the setup, the first candle, like this candle right here. With notice how it closed above EMA 4. Candles were riding below EMA 4 all the way down. Then it closed above, a little bit more volume right there than the previous candles. We were looking for a bullish volume spike and a close above the middle Bollinger Band. It closed right there, bullish volume spike. That was the signal that the chart was heating back up. Same setup here. We're looking for the exact same scenario. Candles were riding EMA 4 down, first close above. You got the little bit of volume peaking, picking up, and then now we're looking for the follow through tomorrow. So it's all up to mankind. Is it going to follow through or is it going to disappoint? We will find out tomorrow. Okay, and there was a bullish crossover on the 8, 13, and 5 MACD. Okay, let's look at OPGN. Now, yeah, those were all, the previous stocks were all stocks that were doing really, did really good today. They were all the high flyers, the big percentage gains, stocks that were doing well. OPGN, on the other hand, it has been a real nightmare here. It's been pulling back really hard. It was down 23% today. If you see here, RSI is below 30s. It is at extreme oversold levels. If you look back here, it's hitting levels that it hasn't been to in a long time. So it's touching down here, previous bounce level. If you look down here, that the last time that it was this low on RSI, it bounced and it had a big day the following day. So we're looking for a similar type of move here. We'll show you some more that's building the case here of why we think OPGN is setting up for a bounce. You've got extreme oversold levels on fast though. It's at 3.83. Same thing here. It was below 20, and that's where it bounced. Down here, look, it dropped below 20. Okay, that's right here, and then bullish move followed. Okay, so now you're down here. It's been below 20 for a while. Okay, so that's not so you can't hold a lot to that. But what's getting interesting here, what makes this chart interesting today, is you have these you have 10 red candles in a row, and then today you had this big gap down open, and the candle closed well below the lower Bollinger Band. They came out and talked about some dilution news, and I believe the conversion price is around 40 cents. So yeah, it's currently trading below that level. So it looks like there could be a play between 30 and 40 if support holds. We'll see if it can. Many times the candles will work their way back into the bands. Notice EMA 4 is currently at 41, and so that is the next resistance level to break. Notice how the candles had been riding EMA 4 resistance lower. So this is just a dead cat bounce play for a potential run from the 30 potential load zone back to the 40 sell zone. Just a quick trade, not huge percentage gains, but just the dead cat bounce, play it safe, in and out like a ninja. The big volume down here is signaling that there's a bunch of volume. Looks like bounce players loaded on the huge volume spike, and if it breaks above EMA 4 and it closes above EMA 4, then that's going to signal more upside potential. That's all we're looking for in this play right now. We're looking for a close above EMA 4 resistance, but eventually. But right now the play is this gap. Notice there's a gap between the two. Sorry about that. There's the two candles here. There is a gap between these two wicks, and so we are looking for that gap to potentially fill to the upside, and for a move back to EMA 4. So keep an eye on OPGN. If you look here at the 15-minute chart, you will see here that it's trying to form a bottom down here. It looked like an intraday double bottom. It came back up and it hit the middle Bollinger Band, and it failed to break that level. Notice how the candles were riding against the middle Bollinger Band, and then at the close there was a big drop. It broke broke below the support level. We wanted to see 32 hold, and it dropped below 32, and it bounced off at 30. So that is a red flag, but it looks like that somebody was loading at the close. You know, that's what the lower wick is here. So they dropped it down. Somebody filled a load. We'll see if that's going to be enough to push above. So on this chart, what we're looking for tomorrow is a break above the middle Bollinger Band at 0.337, and that should be the signal that the bounce play is heating up. And then once it gets above this 50-day simple moving average, that's when it could really heat up. But up here, this is the gap level currently is at 36. Right here, this is the bottom of the gap, so it's going to need to break the bottom of the gap once it gets above the middle Bollinger Band and the descending resistance line, and then you have the 50 simple moving average in the middle here. It's going to be dropping lower. It could be lined up tomorrow, you know, close to this bottom of the gap level, so that's going to be a huge level to break. And then the top of the gap is at 40. So the top of the gap is currently lined up with the conversion price. So, you know, this could be like a gap fill climax type situation. We'll see what happens. It could drop lower. Don't catch the falling knife. You know, wait for the chart to set up. And then, yeah, we'll see here. We got MACD had a bull cross. The signal in the chart was heating up, but now it's starting to pinch over. Bulls don't want to see the 8, 13, and 5 cross back over. Okay, look at NPHC here. This had a big day today. It closed up 211%. We've got RSI here in the 50 to 70 bull zone, and so that's good. We want to see, you know, it shows that there's actually more room to run. Even though it was up 200% today, it's still not overbought on RSI. Fasto is overbought though. It's currently at 81. Bullish crossover here on 80x. So the big move today was the break above the middle Bollinger Band, and then the close above the 50-day simple moving average, currently at 0.0025. That is the key level to hold. Notice it also closed above the descending resistance line in this channel, in this downward channel. So you want to see those levels hold, and the next level to break to the upside is the 100-day simple moving average at 0.0041. With the close above the upper Bollinger Band and the big 200% move today, this could pull back into the bands. If that happens, you want to see the middle Bollinger Band and EMA4 support hold. It would be best if it stayed above the 50. If it keeps running tomorrow and it pushes above that 100-day simple moving average, then you're talking about a potential run up here to the 200 and 300-day simple moving averages. Huge volume today. Just big strong move. Parabolic SAR bullish flip. The green dots are below the candles. So yeah, keep an eye on it tomorrow. We'll see if it can follow through. And then for a couple more OTC plays before the close here, here's IMTV. After a multi-day pullback, it bounced today and it formed a bullish Harami reversal pattern. So this is the bullish Harami pattern, and yeah, you could read about this. But yeah, so it could be setting up for the reversal tomorrow. We'll see. It needs to get above EMA's 4 and 8, so we're looking for a break above 0.001 to signal upside potential. If it fails to break above those levels, it will signal downside risk. And then one more for you, LGBS. It had been riding EMA4 resistance lower, and then it finally closed above that level today on a giant volume spike. So we're going to see if it can follow through tomorrow and make it back into double O's. Okay, right on. Thank you very much for viewing this video. Please check us out at mychartcoach.com and our YouTube channel at mychartcoach.com for more charts and technical analysis. Okay, thank you very much.